Hey, boys and girls, I just wanted to go over Lesson 20 exit ticket. I know usually you do it on your own, but I want to make sure that you understand this fully. Like I said in class, you will have questions like this on the assessment. So I want to make sure that, first of all, you completed your problem set, you checked over your answers with the Google Slides, and then this one, I'm just going over the exit ticket with you. Try the exit ticket first before you write down the answers. And remember that I want you to take a picture of the problem set and exit ticket and turn them both in. Okay, so let's look at this. Kathy buys a total of 416 grams of frozen yogurt for herself and a friend. She buys one large cup and one small cup. All right, so really look at what they give you. Here's the total of both of them. The large cup is 363 grams. We don't know what the small cup is. So it says, first thing, estimate how many grams are in the small cup of yogurt by rounding. Now, it doesn't tell you to round, right, to tens. It doesn't tell you to round to ones. So let's see. Okay, so the first thing I know is 416 is the total for both. I know I can subtract 363 grams from it. So we're going to round to the nearest tens. So the first one, 416, you know that 16 is between 10 and 20. 5 or more raise the score, so 15 or more, so it becomes 420. Then we have 363. We're looking at the number 3. Remember, it's in the ones place. So the 3 comes between 0 and 10. It's less than 5. So we would round 63 to 60 because 63 is less than 65. 420 minus 360 equals 60. Okay, so our answer is the small cup is about 60 grams. Letter B says, estimate how many grams are in the small cup of yogurt by rounding in a different way. So remember, we have two different ways we can round, to the nearest tens or the nearest hundreds. Well, this one I'm going to round. Now, actually, you could do it in a different way of one could be rounded to the nearest 100, one could be rounded to the nearest 10. That's what this one is. So if you look at it, 416, they've rounded to the nearest 100, so that'd be 400. But then they looked and said to themselves, well, I'm going to round 363 to the nearest. But if you look at it, they have to the nearest 50. So they put 363 equals 350. But if you wanted to round 363 to the nearest 100, you could also put 400, which would equal 0. 400 minus 400 equals 0. This one just says 400 minus 350 equals 50. So the small cup is about 50 grams. Okay. Now C says actual. Remember, these are our words. Estimate means to round. It is not the exact, right? But then when it says actually, that means you are going to subtract exactly. So here we go. 416 minus 363. Remember, we go to our ones. Yes, there's more on top, so we don't have to stop. We can subtract 6 minus 3 is 3. 1 minus 6, okay, more on the floor, borrow from next door. So the 4 becomes a 3, the 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 6 is 5, and 3 minus 3 is 0. So we have 53 grams. Now look at this. This is pretty cool. You know what's going to happen on letter D, and we did this yesterday. If you look, it says, is your answer reasonable? Remember what we said? Could it be 53? Well, if we look at our estimations, it sure could be 53. It is reasonable because it is close to your estimates. Here are your estimates. Your exact answer is close to the estimates of 50 and 60. Even though if this is 0 because you said 400 minus 400, it's still close to your estimates. So here is the answer. You have to make sure to answer all of these. It says, is your answer reasonable? Which estimate was closer to the exact weight? Explain why. So you need to make sure that you explain everything. So yes, your answer is reasonable because it's close to your estimates. My second estimation was closer because both numbers were rounded down rather than one rounding up and the other rounding down. If it was 0, you would say the first one was closer because it was 60 grams. So remember, you have to answer each one correctly, and make sure that you have put your sentence answer on there too. Okay? All right, if you have any questions, remember to let me know, and have a great day.